Hello, Molgoth here. I wanted to do a review of Alibre's Relief Maker in comparison to other methods that I know of creating bas-reliefs in 3D. I won't bore you with an explanation of the program itself, as it's very simple and they already have quite a few videos that explain how to use it. Instead, I'm going to be comparing results to let you visually see the difference and explain why I believe Relief Maker is the best program for this. As a disclaimer, Alibre did give me a license key for the purpose of this review, but didn't influence the review itself. And they didn't seek me out to offer it. I asked them. So thank you to Max from Alibre for obliging on that. What are reliefs? Reliefs are low-depth sculptures without undercuts that give the illusion of depth, ideally more than there really is, and that effect is usually enhanced in metal. Why make reliefs? Well, for me, it lowers manufacturing costs and makes jewelry more practical to wear. A full 3D object would be quite expensive to cast and end up quite heavy. It would bang around, just be uncomfortable and annoying and stuff. For others, you may use it for CNC, wood carving, coin making, etc. So for this example, I've got a model of a pot of greed that I made from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I thought it was an appropriate example because it's got a nice mix of organic forms and hard surface forms. It's very rounded, as you can see. And these are hard things to make bas-reliefs of. So our first example is going to be the ZBrush bas-relief. And immediately you can tell it's pretty bad, pretty unusable, very flat and wobbly and ugly, and it wouldn't look good in metal. So I threw this away pretty quick. The second thing I moved on to was baking depth maps manually in Blender. Obviously, the FOV on this one is way too high, but the main problem remains the compressed depth. The forms are just very, very flat and subtle, and the depth is in the wrong place. And the only way I could think of to fix it would have been to edit the depth map blind in Photoshop, or maybe in Substance Painter with some visualization, but very little control on the ranges of the depth. So I quickly threw this out too, and I had moved on and accepted that if you want bas-reliefs, you just gotta sculpt them by hand. But then I found Relief Maker and asked if I could try it, and they gave me a key, and I was very surprised. So here's the result from Alibre, their Relief Maker. Very impressive immediately. You can tell if I compare it to the original model. There's a little bit of perspective, but it's pretty much bang on. And it's pretty shallow, but it still maintains the look of that depth that I wanted. So I was very, very pleased with this. The only thing I really had to say about it was that it can sometimes make these hard surface forms quite wobbly, and also you occasionally get holes in your mesh. So to address this, I simply separated out the hard surface forms. I converted it to an alpha from the mesh, and then alpha to mesh to flatten it down, and then I combined it with the relief from the Alibre Relief Maker. And following this, to fix the hole, I simply isolated the mouth, I mirrored it, and I reprojected it to the mesh. And at this point, I was able to zero mesh it, get some subdivisions going, so I could, edit this much more freely. I gave it some thickness. This is about 1 millimeter thick. And I was able to make it into a belt. Very cool. To sum it up, Relief Maker is, in my opinion, the best program for this right now. If you're looking to convert your 3D models do bas reliefs. There's some competition from other programs like VCarve and stuff, but they're much more technical and much more expensive also. Relief Maker is only $200 to $400 for a perpetual license that you actually own. It's not paying to rent or subscribe or anything like that. Alibre is not like Adobe. They sell programs and actually sell them. And they've got a 40% off promo right now with code BF2024. So if you're looking to make power reliefs, I'd recommend you go take advantage of that. Thank you to Alibre and Max in particular for providing me with a license key to play around with this. I'll definitely be using it in future on my jewelry for basically anything organic. And thank you to you for watching this review. I'll see you next time.